Yo, what's good? It is Ben from STIM, here to do a deep dive into Fury, one of our top songs, one of my favorites. So let's just start it up, boot it up. Still fire after all this time. Alright, so this song is about Elden Ring. It's a little bit about Berserk, obviously, judging by the cover art. And it's just about fighting this big final battle when you think all is lost and you really have nothing else to rely on. You find that last little bit of spirit inside of yourself and you make it happen. So the chorus, the hook is very big. It's very grand. Sealed up by fate, aerate the embers. Uh, if there's ever a reference, I'm just gonna shout it out. So embers obviously is like a Dark Souls reference. But when you aerate embers, you give them oxygen, they actually start a flame again. You know, it's when you like fan the fire. And so you've been sealed up by fate, by circumstances that you couldn't control. But you find the spirit inside of you, you find that flame, and you start to stoke it again. A scarlet taste my blade remembers is pretty much just a really cool way of saying that your sword remembers the taste of blood from like your past battles. I just thought it was pretty hard. And also scarlet references scarlet rot in Elden Ring. Obviously the hardest, arguably the hardest boss is Millennia, and she's the queen of Scarlet Rot, I think. All right, let's keep cooking. Alright, so temper my crown is 3 words, but it's a very loaded line. So to temper something in like smithing and metalworking is when it's very, very hot. You put it in like cool water. I don't know if you mix stuff with it, but it like kind of flash cools it and it hardens it. So temper my crown. The crown is supposed to represent your spirit, your ego, and to temper it means to make it even harder than it was. So you've been through lots of battles. You're down in the pits of hell, right? You're about to fight your way out, and you find this fury inside of you that's gonna harden your crown again. It's gonna bring your spirit back and make you ready to fight. And then that's what you're. A lot of people like don't get that this line goes into the next one. So that is what can't decay, right? While you're alive, your spirit will never fade. Your spirit will never fail you as long as you hone it correctly. So every one of us can wield that. Feeling the fury inside is a part of your spirit, right? It's kind of like righteous anger. Fury is not meant to be a song to say like go on your villain arc, go destroy everyone. No. Fury is a song to say that you need to find that spirit inside of you, that righteous anger that gives you the will to fight even more, even when you're really down and you feel like there's no hope left. You need to find that inside of you because the enemies of this world, they're going to try to bury your pride, right? They're going to try to take your self-image, take how you feel about yourself, and they're going to try to put you down. They're going to try to bury your pride. But you need to rob that grave, right? You know, a little clever there. You need to dig your pride out. You need to stand up on your 2 feet, find your spirit, find your fury, and fight on. And that's the overarching message of the song that's like illuminated in this chorus. So let's keep moving. Oh yeah, and then we got the Malekith line in here. So hard.
Carrying a cross and the hilt already fading. Leather in my grip, I never miss my swing. River running red from the dead, escaping. Heaven or hell, take the land between.
Yeah, so carrying a cross is a reference to Jesus, obviously in the Bible. They make him carry his own cross. And that's come to mean bearing a burden. This is kind of a play on words, and that a really big sword almost looks like a cross, right? If you have the hilt and you have the grip. I mean, this Guts sword doesn't really have a very big, like, hand guard or whatever it's called, but this fight is a burden, right? That's what it's representing. And you fought so much that your hilt, you know, whatever you have engraved in your hilt is fading because you've swung your sword so much. And that's the leather that's in your grip. Never miss your swing. Obviously, you're a good fighter. So this verse is like a story, and almost picture like a reverse Dante's Inferno where you wake up, you know, through fate, you found yourself in the pits of hell, like the worst circumstance possible. And you now need to find that spirit inside of you and fight your way out. So that's kind of where this verse runs to. Just picture like you're fighting your way out of hell. The river's like running red from all of the you know, evil demons and everything that you're killing. And the next line, heaven or hell, take the lands between, obviously a reference to Elden Ring. But what I like about this is that, you're not going to sit here in hell and you're not just going to give up. You're not going to focus on heaven. Heaven's far away. You're still fighting. You'll take the fight. You'll take the lands between heaven and hell because you'll take the fight. You'll hone your spirit and your fury and you'll make your way out of it.
This weight that I'm under, and no force could tempt a kneel. Bend for honor only.
Yeah.
No, this seal is not real.
I bear this weight that I'm under. No force could tempt a kneel. I bend for honor only. So that's all like one section. Basically, just a cool bar about how the only time I'll kneel, it's not under force. It's not under, it's not weight on my back. It's not anything but honor. So the only thing I'll bend for is like honor. I'll bend to the king. I'll bend to respect those who respect me. And then this seal, it's not real. I was watching Sword Art Online at this time. I actually was watching Sword Art Online for like 5 of our original songs. And this is a reference to the writer, I think the right eye seal, and how basically in the anime, a lot of the main characters in this one arc have to overcome this seal in their eye, and like if they do something good that's against the rules, it like is about to explode their eye, and they have to realize that they can fight through it, and it's not actually going to stop them. It's just very painful. So that's kind of this fight out of hell. Feel like you're sealed in. A lot of times we feel sealed in by circumstances that we didn't bring ourselves. The only real thing is the choices you make to get out of those circumstances. And you can define your own reality every day. And then, so into the pre-chorus, pretty beautiful. Well done, Jordan, singing.
This shattered will define a spirit burning and honest. My demons paralyzed, terrified. They branded sacrifice, so tarnished early and often. My fury justified.
This is a little Elden Ringy. The Elden Ring is like the will. It gets shattered, obviously, and spread to all the demigods. And this is almost just representing a trial or a tribulation. And so through this terrible circumstance you found yourself in, what has it done? Well, if you would have sat down and you would have given up, it would have done nothing, and it would have been a negative. But because you're fighting your way out, you're honing your spirit, you're finding your fury, the shattered will, this terrible thing that's happened has actually provided you with a spirit burning and honest. So all of the dark forces around you, they're terrified, they're scared, they're peeing their pants. They don't know what to do because they thought they had you pinned and you're finding your way out. And obviously little guts reference, they branded sacrifice, right? They put you in this place, they marked you for failure. So tarnished early and often, tarnished both Elden Ring reference and just the word tarnished. It's just like disgraced and whatever. So you were put down so early, so often, yet you're making it out. Your fury's justified, right? This is the key bar because the song's about righteous anger. I can't say it enough. Don't take the song and go on a villain arc. Take the song and find anger inside of you for the injustices, but fight out of those injustices with honor, right? That's what this is about. You're justified. I decide. You decide your fate. And then back into the chorus. So we can skip ahead.
Skin to stone, my flesh honest. This gravity is daunting. The poison breath, this blood of death cannot infect my conscience.
Skin to stone, my flesh to onyx. Skin to stone is an idiom, to where you're hardening yourself. Like temper. This is basically just temper my crown. But it's a little play on words with the Onyx Lords in Elden Ring because their skin literally is stone. So it's like making yourself like them and that you're becoming harder and you're honing yourself. Also, just to get a little deeper, skin is like kind of the outer layer of your body, and flesh, you could argue, is like the inner layer. And onyx is like the spiritual stone. So you're hardening your outside, yes, but you're not just softening your inside. You're remaining hard in your core, but you're accessing your spirit and you're making it even more powerful. And this gravity is daunting. I believe they use gravity magic, might be why I wrote that. And then also it's referencing, the weight of the situation around you is pretty scary. And then we just go through a couple Elden Ring status effects, their poison breath, this blight of death, all these negative things that are happening cannot infect my conscience. Conscience being like your spirit and what you believe in your worldview. It's not going to get you down. It's not going to get in there and mess with your head. Because, as we talk about in the next line, let's keep going.
Bloodstains on altar doors. And I wish I was more, but I jail my doubts and errant souls, yeah.
What I like to do in a lot of second verses is reach some sort of conclusion. In a lot of songs, like I will present some moral dilemma and then resolve it in the second verse, or I'll present some situation and twist it in the second verse. So kind of at the end here, we see that all these negative things can't get me down, cannot affect my conscience. I've been here before. So this is referencing all the fights you've had before, and it's paralleling how in Elden Ring you fight the bosses, especially in my case, tens to up to hundreds of times before you can win. Especially if you put constraints on your run, which I don't do because I'm terrible. But so I've been here before. I've been in these fights. I've seen the bloodstained runes on the altar doors, right? So there's a lot of bosses where, in Elden Ring, it's the Curtain of the Mist. But this is just referencing those boss runs. When you die, you come back, you run back into the boss room, and you're seeing like pretty much just if this was real life, you just see tons of your bloodstains, dead bodies everywhere from all the times you failed. But you still go back, you still keep fighting. And the twist is that it's not always perfect. You're not always going to be able to find that spirit inside of you to keep fighting, keep struggling. You're going to have your doubts. But even when you have your doubts, you still fight. Fight through the feelings that you're wrong or the feelings of shame. What you need to do is keep fighting. It's okay if you lose, but never stop fighting. So to get rid of the doubts, keep swinging your sword. And an errant sword is just like a loose sword, just keep swinging no matter what. And I think that's it. So this is one of our classics. Hope you enjoyed the breakdown. Go stream some Fury. All right, see you guys later.